Welcome to this explainer. Every single day as practitioners, we pick up our Nichiren Juzu prayer beads. But what if I told you there's a perfectly structured geometric mystery hiding right there, literally in the palm of your hand? Today, we're going to unpack exactly that. Because as we'll see, this physical structure is way more than just a simple tool for counting.
So let's dive right in. At first glance, sure, this is an incredibly familiar object, but don't let its basic appearance fool you for a second. What we're actually looking at is a profound, intricate map of a very distinctive practice lineage. It's essentially a literal mathematical blueprint.
Our source really hits the nail on the head here, stating, pick up a Nichiren Juzu and you are holding a symbolic universe. Now, the traditional understanding of this is absolutely fascinating. Those 108 main loop beads, they represent the 108 earthly defilements of the mind. Basically, that's the full catalog of every single thing that clouds our awakening. But as you might guess, the story definitely doesn't stop with just that main loop.
To really get how the Juzu evolved, we gotta look back at the Tendai lineage, where practitioners use a 4-tassel Juzu. Now, at some point in history, and honestly the exact timeline is a bit murky, Nichiren sects added a 5th tassel. Why? Well, to visually represent its distinct 3 great secret dharmas, the Gohonzon, the Daimoku, and the Kaidan. A distinct practice lineage absolutely warrants a distinct ritual object, right? So that 5th tassel is totally earned. But over time, the exact meaning of these 5 tassels and how they relate to the rest of the beads, well, it got incredibly confused.
Which brings us to Section 1, the bead confusion. Let's see how this massive historical misconception took root. It's a confusion so deep, actually, that it incredibly causes even highly respected ordained priests to disagree with each other to this very day. Okay, so here's where the mix-up really starts. Tradition somehow began explaining that the 4 small beads scattered inside the main loop were the revered Bodhisattvas of the earth. But hang on, let's think about this logically for a second. The main loop represents all the things that obscure awakening, right? The defilements. So it makes absolutely zero sense for the commissioned guardians of the Daimoku to just be tucked away hiding among the defilements where they could be easily overlooked. I mean, that is a seriously strange relegation for such crucial figures in the practice.
So let's set the record straight right now. Those 4 small loop beads, they're actually the Shitinju, or the 4 heavenly kings. They aren't hiding in the defilements at all. Instead, they're standing as compass point guardians, explicitly protecting the practice circle itself. Makes a lot more sense, doesn't it?
But that brings us to the million-dollar question. If these vital bodhisattvas of the earth aren't hiding in the loop of defilements, where exactly did this intricate symbolic universe put them? I mean, where are they hiding in plain sight on this string of beads? To solve this, we move to Section 2, Geometry of the Gohonzon. And to figure this out, we actually need to pivot away from the physical beads for just a moment and take a look at a 2-dimensional map, the calligraphic mandala. Now, what's genuinely fascinating here is the explicit visual statement Nichiren makes with how he places the figures on this scroll. You see, it's not just decorative calligraphy. Not at all. It's a profound symbolic grammar that literally tells a story about what the practice is for and who upholds it. Let's look a little closer at how this is structured.
Right up in the uppermost, most honored register of the mandala, directly flanking the central text of Namo Myoho Renge Kyo, sit the 4 leaders of the Bodhisattvas of the earth. We've got superior practice, boundless practice, pure practice, and steadfast practice. And notice this, they are deliberately positioned above the celestial Bodhisattvas and even above the gods. They are in the absolute highest position the mandala offers.
Then, right below those 4 leaders, sit Shakyamuni and Toho Buddha. They are the anchoring dyad of what's known as the ceremony in the air. They represent this beautiful mutual recognition between Buddhas, a shared throne that visualizes the holistic interconnection of the 10 worlds. And surrounding this whole beautifully interconnected circle, witnessing and upholding it, are those exact 4 bodhisattva leaders we just talked about.
All right, so armed with this blueprint, we hit Section 3, the tassels tell the truth. Let's jump back to our physical, 3-dimensional Juzu and uncover the final piece of the puzzle.
And guys, this brilliantly illustrates the ultimate truth of the whole thing. The layout of the 4 bodhisattva leaders flanking the central text on the paper Gohonzon, it is perfectly, and I mean perfectly enacted by the 4 Deishi Dhamma tassels holding the 1 central Kazutori tassel on the physical beads.
4.
There are exactly 4 Deshidama tassels, literally holding the one central kazutori tassel, which, as we know, represents the Daimoku. This precisely mirrors how the Bodhisattvas emerge from the earth to gather around, hold and uphold the living sound of the mystic law. It is literally the exact geometry of the Gohonzon, translated into an object right there in your hands. How amazing is that?
Let's bring all these fascinating puzzle pieces together in Section 4, the complete symbolic map. Because as we're seeing, this isn't just some everyday practice tool. It is a completely realized, coherent universe. By mapping out the entire anatomy of the Juzu, we can so clearly trace the full arc of the practice. It's mathematically placed right in the palms of your hands. So let's walk through this anatomy together and just take in the whole picture. Okay, so here is the coherent universe you're holding. Those 108 main loop beads that you count, those are the defilements, the heavy weight of what obscures the mind, actively being worked through. The 4 small beads embedded in that loop, those are the shitinju, acting as guardians at the 4 compass points. Then you have the 2 large parent beads representing Shakyamuni and Taho Buddha, the anchoring dyad of the ceremony in the air, made tangible right there in wood. And finally, the tassels. That one central kazutori tassel is the living sound of the Dharma, the Daimoku, and it's completely surrounded and upheld by the 4 Deshidama tassels, the Bodhisattvas of the earth. The entire arc of the practice, it's all right there. As our source brilliantly puts it, you were already holding it. But now you know what you're holding. We've decoded this ancient, brilliantly designed physical map that was literally sitting right in front of us the whole time. And honestly, seeing this level of deep intentionality really begs the question. If this much profound geometry is woven into the simple beads we hold, what other hidden truths are just waiting to be unlocked in the rituals we practice every single day? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and remember, keep questioning what's right in front of you.